Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. Y'all remember us? We're still here. Still kicking.
Yes.
It's Wild Out Wednesday as well. So, that being said, get ready, y'all.
Oh,
I'm wilding today.
it's gonna be a fun pod.
Yeah, I'm wilding today.
Oh, are you? All
Yeah.
right.
So, let's start with intros. What's up? What you was about to
I'm
say?
Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, and this is my co-host JD. Nero, if you're nasty. Um,
Oh, whoa. That is not my line. Strike that from the record. What do all the
aka
podcasts say now? Beep that.
aka he who pods, aka Review Mirror, because he got his glasses on today. Um, I don't know why you're not reading anything.
Oh,
Nothing, nothing to read today.
too late now.
It's fine. Oh shoot, I forgot my water. Damn it. As I was saying, I'm Dash. This is JD, and we're about to talk about, the things. One thing in particular. Something tells me this is going to take us a while to get through.
Yep.
So
So let's
buckle
start with
up.
the big one. Yeah, let's start with the big one. Mary J. Blige. I mean, they're all big topics today to me, but anyway, Mary J. Blige headlined Madison Square Garden for the first time ever in her career.
Yep.
Mary J. Blige did the hometown stop on her tour, the For the Fans tour, or Thank the Fans tour,
For
something
my
like that.
fans.
I'm sorry, what?
For my fans.
The For My Fans tour. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you couldn't get in the building, there was another way to watch it.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige had a partnership deal with Veeps, a streaming service, and of sorts, and you were able to live stream it for a fee.
Yep.
And so that's what we did. This is not an ad; they didn't pay us, but just telling
They
you
should
how it
have.
happened.
They should have paid me to watch it.
Me too. But we'll get to that in a minute. So you were able to see the 1 hour and 48 minutes of Mary J. Blige performance. Once again, that is 1 hour and 48 minutes of Miss Mary J. Thighs.
Exactly.
Okay?
My notes say thighs throughout the notes that I
Yeah.
thighs.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to say is I don't know anybody else personally. Maybe someone else exists. But with these four eyes, I've never seen anyone else squat for so long in high heel boots and not fall. And I don't know how Mary J. Blige does it, but I applaud it and appreciate it.
Mary can move in them boots.
I don't know. Let me be clear. We're going to talk about the choreography, the dance numbers, all of that. But there were multiple times when Mary just squatted in the boots and was chilling like nothing happened. Like she ain't 50 plus.
Cause she been doing this. She is not new to this. She is true to
Absolutely.
this.
And so I just want to applaud that. I also want to applaud a long career full of hit records.
Yes.
Because I know people like to talk about everybody's hit records and all the records they have, but Mary got records.
Oh, records on records on records.
Yeah. And so I just want to applaud that and applaud what is supposed to be the end of a long career. Because this was allegedly the last album and the last tour.
But then I feel like she pulled that back.
I don't think so. I didn't see that. You saw that?
I feel like they started to change the language around the tour and the album.
Oh, okay, then
Usually
maybe I
that
missed something.
means usually that means like they didn't come out and tell us no.
Mhm.
But I feel like initially that's what they said. That's what was being reported. And then that got pulled back. Like we didn't hear that anymore. If you notice, to promote the tickets, nobody was saying this is Mary's last tour or this is Mary's last album.
Okay,
I feel like they
that's fair.
walked that back pretty quickly after
Mhm.
it was said.
Okay, well then let me say something. Let me go out on a ledge here.
Okay.
One of probably many ledges tonight.
Yep.
This needs to be Mary's last tour.
Ooh, we're getting right into it, aren't we?
I love Mary. I love Mary. I admire Mary. We share the same birthday. She's gorgeous. She's talented. She's thick and melanated. I love everything about Mary. But as we dive into the review of this MSG concert, I think it will be clear that Mary got to hang up her boots.
Mary gotta hang up her boots. That's what
I
you
think it's
said.
over.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's over.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it. We'll break it down, but that's my answer.
Okay.
I don't think Mary's built to be live performing in this capacity. I'm not saying she can't do a pop up. She can't pull up at a Roots picnic or the new version of Dreamville Festival.
No, don't put
I'm
that
not
on
saying
Roots.
I'm not saying she can't do any of those things because she could go to the one night and kill the one night probably. But a tour like this tour, I don't think Mary could do this anymore.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. Um, I may not have put it the way you did, but I do
It's time to
agree
hang it up.
that it's challenging for Mary. I also think that maybe what she might need to pivot towards is something like a residency, maybe a little Vegas residency, maybe somewhere else where she can do that sort of thing. She's not traveling all across the globe
I'm just looking up her
to do
age. Go
it.
ahead.
I'm also thinking she could do something where she does smaller venues, not MSG, not Wells Fargo Arena. You know what I mean? Like maybe that would be more, excuse me.
Bless her.
Maybe that would be more suitable for Mary at this point. I don't want to say that she shouldn't tour anymore or she shouldn't perform
No,
anymore
no, no,
because
no. I didn't say that. I'm saying a tour of this magnitude.
okay. So I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with you that I think that she can do smaller venues. I think intimate would be really good for her because she wouldn't have to move around a whole lot. Imagine if she did a residency at the Blue Note, she could just sit on a stool or something and sing. You know, she could get up for the fast songs, but she's probably going to do stuff that's a little bit more vibey. It's going to be a little bit more curated than this large scale tour. I'm just throwing out a venue. I don't know all the venues across
That's fine. I
different
understand what you're
cities,
saying.
but I throw that out there because it's a smaller venue, it's way more intimate, but people still, go there and look for good talent to be there. So
I got you.
I'm just, kind of like when they had BB King's. I know BB King's isn't open anymore, but like venues like that where it could be intimate, it's not that many people, so the expectations also are different. I think she would be amazing at that. She still I still think that she has it in her, and when I say has it in her, I mean I think she has a passion for it. I think she just looks tired. Like
I don't think she has a passion anymore.
I think she
I think the passion for performing has diminished.
it has diminished.
Creativity, I don't know. Clearly she's moving on to executive. and artist development and those things. We've spoke about it here before. She's working with Vado, working with Juan Moore, and what, I said it wrong?
No.
Oh. Um and I think that she's gonna excel there. I'm anxious to see how she does there. I just think it don't look like Mary want to perform.
When I say that she still has a passion for it, I think she still has a passion for what she does. I'm not necessarily saying she loves performing. I'm just saying I could see certain songs when Just Fine came on, she was hyped. Like she was so excited. And that's why I'm like, maybe if it's a pared down show, maybe if it's more fine tuned, less songs, um more intimate, then she can do the stuff she wants to do, the stuff she likes, and then throw away the rest of the show. Just do the thing you want to do. Cause I could see during certain songs she got really excited versus other songs where she's like, oh, they want me to do this shit again.
Let
And
me
that
ask you a question. Oh,
can
finish your thought, please.
and that to me is to be expected. That to me is to be expected when you're doing a tour that is called For My Fans. You're going to end up having to do music that you may not even want to do simply because it makes sense to do so for your fans. And she kept shouting out her day ones. I know my day one's going to know this. And yeah, there's one song that they said she doesn't usually perform 7 days. And she performed 7 days while she was in New York. I don't remember if it was MS. She didn't do it at MSG. She did it at UBS.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you this question. Who
Hmm.
sung more, Mary or the fans?
Oh my gosh. You know, I hate that.
This is what I saw all night. Ready?
Hmm.
I'm trying to do it like her, but not drop it.
Hmm.
Who sung more, Mary or the fans?
The fans. Clearly.
I don't.
That was the worst
I
part of
don't
the
think.
show, which was most
I don't think.
show.
I don't think seeing Mary for 2 hours,
Hmm.
just under 2 hours, and hearing Mary sing less than half of the songs is a good show. And let me be clear, I'm not holding Mary to a standard I don't hold anyone else to. If I go to a show and the artist is not singing their songs, I am going to be upset.
I
I
will
don't
rage.
pay to go to a show or live stream a show where the fans are performing. That's called karaoke, and I hate karaoke. So no, I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars to go see you live karaoke because none of these motherfuckers in the audience can sing. And even if they sing lovely, even if they sing beautifully, I
Mhm.
didn't pay to see them.
Right.
And I didn't pay to see you dance and shimmy all over the stage. That's not what I came here for. Now, I know there's a group of people who are going to say you went for a show. You went to be entertained. And you were entertained.
No, that's no. No.
I
Those people can go.
am not a person who came to see Mary J. Blige dance all over the stage. Now, let me be clear. There are certain artists who you know when you go what is going to be part of the show. Example, Omarion is a dancing ass nigga. We know he's going to dance all over the stage. Chris Brown is an acrobatic motherfucker. He going to be flipping,
Hmm.
flying, dancing. I get it.
Hmm.
God bless the dead. The king of pop was going to spin all around that stage, moonwalk and crotch grab for 3 hours if he had to. And what you was going to hear the most that night was hee hee. And that's okay. Now, I have seen Mary J. Blige live twice before.
Hmm.
I saw her when she was on tour with Jay-Z. Saw her when she was on tour with Nas. This show did not look anything like those shows. This show was not about singing. This show was about entertaining. This show was about running through her whole catalog, including the new stuff. But this show was not about singing. The other shows I saw, and maybe I was privileged to see Mary earlier in her career, and maybe I got lucky when I went. But I saw Mary sing her ass off and show true passion on the stage. At Madison Square Garden, that's not what I saw.
Well,
I saw a woman who did not want to sing. I saw a woman who barely sung. I saw a woman whose gold microphone made her sound like she was gargling. And I saw a woman who tried to use inflection tricks to show to show off, but really to hide that possibly she can't hit the notes anymore.
She can't. She can't. I took extensive
Because
notes.
I don't know when Mary J. Blige became a reverend, but all of a sudden, the notes that we love and know completely changed to church chanting gospel stuff. I don't know how that happened. But instead of singing No More Pain and holding the note, it became No More, No More. I said No More. What the hell is that?
You don't think that was similar to how she originally did it? I think it's supposed to sound churchy.
There was a lot of that
I think it's supposed
throughout
to
the
sound
night.
gospel.
There was a lot of that throughout the night, not just on No More Pain. I mean, not just on No More Drama. I will let it slide on No More Drama because of what you're saying. But there is a note that is held in all Mary J. Blige songs. She holds notes. We did not hear a lot of note holding. That's number one. Number two, when it did get held, it did not sound good. And I don't know about your experience, but I'm going to tell you, I had earbuds in the whole time. So I was hearing very crystal clear sound all up in my ear. I wasn't watching it on TV. Unfortunately, I was not home to put it on my surround sound speakers, but I'm glad I didn't because maybe they would have broke.
All right, so I took notes. So I want to respond to some of the things that you said, but I took notes, so I'm going to refer to my extensive notes. As far as the notes go,
yep, talk to me.
I do agree that Mary... First of all, okay, let's talk about her having the fans sing, because you said that first. There's nothing I hate more. There's nothing I hate more than an artist who won't sing their songs when they're performing live. I hate it. I hate it. It is a waste of the consumer's money. And
it's okay to have crowd participation.
Yes. But that's not what I'm talking about.
And I just want to make that clear to the audience, because I know this is going to be seen by random folks as well, not just our core teeny tiny audience, who we love and appreciate, by the way.
We appreciate y'all so much.
I know other people are going to see this, so I just want to be clear that we're saying there's a difference here. There's a difference between when I say hip, y'all say hop, hip, hop, hip, hop. That's fine. We ain't talking about that. We talking about when Mary said, no more
drama.
I said,
no more. Okay. We got it.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, I do have a note here that I don't remember at what point in the show this was, but it said, I don't care who the artist is, never in my life will I ever knowingly pay to go sing the songs for an artist at their concert. And I mean that. Oh, I also said F that. Just because we know the song doesn't mean we have to sing it. And it's so true. That was actually right before A Boogie came out. But I feel like, why are you doing this? This is upsetting to me. This is very upsetting. This is very frustrating. I don't want to sing your songs for you. I don't. And you know what?
Not all night, man.
So it's fine.
And not all night.
No. And you are headlining Madison Square Garden. We don't want to sing your songs for you. We shouldn't have to. That's one thing. Then what really ground my gears, okay? when we got to Sweet Thing, which I love Sweet Thing. Sweet Thing is like one of my favorite R&B songs. And I know Shaka Khan, I know. I love when they both sing it. I love when Shaka sings it. I love when Mary sings it usually. Okay? I'm gonna just read my notes because I feel like my notes are indicative of exactly how I was feeling in that moment when I saw this. So I put Sweet Thing as my shit. Mary, please sing it yourself. Where is Shaka? She would have killed it. Cause I mean, where
Right.
was Shaka? Love to perform still, don't she? I feel like she would have been cool with doing the song. I don't know, but I don't know what type of relationship they have.
Well,
And then I put
Shaka said years ago she don't want nobody singing her songs.
you
None of
right.
them could sing it good. They be fucking up her songs.
You right. Um and then she proceeds to tell the fans, if you love Shaka Khan, like I love Shaka Khan, hit them notes. Girl, is you smoking?
Yes,
And then proceeding not to sing?
correct.
For like a long time. This is what got me too. This really blew me that it was long periods of time where she wasn't singing.
That's what I'm saying.
Mary, what is you doing?
Stealing our money.
That just doesn't feel right to me. And I really wanted to. I know you saw it before me, and you were like, "Man, I can't wait." Can't wait till you see it. And I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna like it. You know, it's Mary. I love Mary. I know she been having some issues, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. And honestly, like, yeah, did she kind of try to bring it home in the last 30 minutes? Sure. But Mary, you can't get up there. You can't have people pay hundreds of dollars to sing your songs.
And let me tell you what was the worst part of the night for me.
Hmm.
I thought it was going to be the best part of the night. She brought out Neo.
He did Do You. I have that here too. One of my favorite Neo songs is Do You.
She brought out Neo.
Hmm.
And they were supposed to be doing Do You remix.
Yes.
You see, the problem is, and I say this all the time about all the rappers who want to sing, it might sound good to you and your fans until you get next to a person who could really sing and they really sing next to you, then you sound like absolute shit. And that's what happened. Neo came out and he sang his ass off. And Mary was up there struggling. Mary was up there sounding like she don't even know how to drink tea, like she don't know what honey is, like she forgot the whole take care of your throat package.
She sounded like she had maybe a sore throat or something, right? Like
She
her throat
sounded
was dry or
she
something.
sounded terrible.
I just
And Neo sounded beautiful. Neo sounded like in the cartoons when they go to heaven and the gates open and it goes,
I
"Ah."
need to see Neo live.
And Mary was there sounding like Oscar the Grouch or something.
Yeah, something was definitely up with her voice. I don't want to do too much on that front.
That
Like
broke
we
my
know Mary
heart,
can
man.
sing, but
To
it's
hear
like
Mary sound like that while Neo was sounding like that simultaneously, these two opposite ends of the spectrum. Oh, that broke
yeah.
my heart, man. I actually turned off the stream. I said, I can't. I gotta come back. I turned off the stream a lot of times, but that was one of the times. I
Mm,
took a long break before I came back.
yeah. To me she sounded unwell. Like not not sick, but she sounded her voice sounded like something was wrong there. Not I didn't take it as Mary can't sing or anything like that. I just took it as, oh, what's going on with something's wrong. It was almost like something was wrong, but she couldn't cancel the performance. It felt like that to me. Like there was more to that story, which is why I'm trying to give her grace as far as her voice goes and her vocals go, because My guess is she wasn't feeling great and did the performance anyway, which
Mhm.
artists sometimes have to do. It
You're
costs
right.
a lot of money to reschedule. It costs a lot of money to cancel.
Especially when you're flying across the stage on a crown.
She was flying across the stage.
I hated that.
You know,
I
I'm
wanted
gonna
to
say
like this Mary concert so bad, but I really disliked so much of it.
I'm gonna say what we're not saying.
Say it.
I mean, I put it in my notes. I don't need to read the notes verbatim, but I did put it in my notes, and what I will do is reference the part that made me say it. So Mary at some point towards the end they play TV off and they do a little dance to TV off and she goes mustard and all of that. What are you doing, Mary?
I
What are
don't
you
know.
doing?
I kept asking myself that the whole night.
So here's what I think. And I hate that they did this. And something tells me that this is not necessarily Mary's idea, but Mary's handlers probably said, this is what we got to do. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was her idea. I don't know. But I want to believe that somebody said, well, you've got to keep up with the Joneses, and the younger folks are flying across the stage and they're doing all this dancing and they're infusing hip hop songs in the middle of their shows and things like that. And because even some of the transitions I did not like. Some of the transitions were actually really bad, in my opinion. Like how they got to A Boogie with the hoodie, that was weird. That didn't sound right.
And
And then,
nobody's mic worked except Neo's.
right. She had to actually run and give Fab her mic because his wasn't working. But hers sounded like it wasn't really working that well before she gave it to him.
Yeah.
Sound is not always the fault of the artist. So,
No, I agree.
that's why I didn't really say too much about that. But it does it does disrupt the experience, right?
Yeah.
So you're right for bringing that up. But I just feel like Mary was trying to keep up with the Joneses. I feel like Mary was trying to, in her own way, do what some other people do. I will not, and I said while I was watching this, one thing I will not do here during this time is bring up any other artist's name. I'm not going to do that to Mary. Normally I would.
I know what you're saying.
Normally I would, but I'm not going to do that to Mary. I love Mary too much. Like I grew up on Mary. My dad was a huge Mary fan. My mom is a huge Mary fan. Like we had all the my dad did BMG music. We had all the CDs that you get the 12 CDs for a penny.
Right.
So we
Columbia
had
House.
all of we had all of Mary's albums. Like we were very much a Mary J. Blige household.
Right.
So I have so much love and respect for her as an artist that I don't want to do her like that. But I do feel like somebody said, well, you see what your girl over there is doing and you see what so and such is doing and we gotta compete. But you don't, because you're
Yeah.
married. And we
They
didn't
had
ask
something
for
to say.
that. We didn't ask for you to fly around the room. We didn't ask for I think there were so many things that they could have tweaked so that she would be more comfortable.
Right.
Even with the slower songs, give her a stool. Let her sit down.
The
You know?
background singers were phenomenal.
Oh, I was waiting to get to that. They are so good. They are better than her.
They
Well,
sounded
they
great.
sounded better than her,
There
I
were
should say.
more reasons why it sounded bad.
Your background
Because while
singer
Mary
should
was
have.
struggling, every song, they were killing it.
They
Every
were
song.
so good. They were so good. And when she introduced them, they were even better. I was like, whoa. Have one of them have one of them come up and sing these songs then.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, no, I hate that it wasn't great. I wish it was so much better. I wish that I had seen Mary live at some point during her career. I have seen Mary live. Let me correct myself, but I have not seen Mary do like a full show of her own.
Gotcha.
So, but I have seen her perform live. Um, and it's even worse when you're at a taped show because they literally keep singing the same song over and over again until they get the take. So it's not the same experience. She sounded great, but it's not the same experience. Um, yeah, I really wish that I had seen that. I wish that I had been to one of those shows. I wish that I had been to one of the shows you had been to, um, because I know that she's been able to bring it in the past.
Absolutely.
I don't have any question about that. It's just disappointing that this is this is how
Sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
it's just disappointing that this is how it's going. Um and
How
I
it went.
want so badly for her to, or for them to adjust the show to what she can do today, because I think
Right.
that's fine. I think everybody would be like, "Oh, it's fine." And honestly, a lot of people said, people who were there or people who were at other shows so far, people have been saying they had a blast and they had an amazing time and they loved it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Okay.
Just keep it at a buck.
Hmm. And Mary, another thing. Oh, I have it here. Terrible transition to the dancery.
Um,
Mary, Mary.
at one point was Mary was not even singing; she was rapping her songs.
Oh, so I did write down that Mary was rapping better than she sang.
Yeah.
That is a fact. But when she transitions to the dancery, I get upset because there's no ad libs.
No
That
actors.
song, that song, the ad libs are a huge part of that song.
No singing, no ad libs, rapping.
She just said, forget what I did on the track. And I get it. I understand that when someone does a live show, it's not always going to sound exactly like the track you heard. And that's not what I was expecting. So please don't come in our comments and tell me about
Yeah, they probably
the
will because
arrangement of
they
music.
probably won't even get this far.
Because I actually like the way some of the music was arranged.
Mhm.
I think that the arrangements were, a lot of them were really good. Um, Especially again because the background singers are so good that the arrangements were, to me, they were perfect. Like whoever worked with them, it just suited their voices so well, and I felt like it didn't feel like the arrangements were too far away from what we know. It was enough of a change, but close enough that you didn't feel like, kind of like how people feel when there's another artist who tours and people get so angry at the way her music is arranged today. It wasn't like that to me. To me, it was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I think that is a part of a good tour too. Having the right band, having the right background singers, being able to arrange the music in a way that's new and interesting, but it still stays true to what we know.
Right.
They did that really well. She did that really well.
I agree with
Um,
that.
but yeah, I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be so much better. But yeah, it wasn't my
But it
favorite thing
wasn't.
to watch.
It was hard to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started to get distracted about halfway through. I was like, okay. I was multitasking. I was doing other things. I think I was just frustrated with watching it, waiting for, and it does improve over time, right? So the beginning was,
Abysmal.
yeah. Towards the end, it's way better. It's like she found her footing at some point during the show because she definitely has more energy. Um, or rather, I should say she was more energetic. Um, she seemed more confident in trying to pull some of those notes. And maybe part of it was, okay, you're not feeling great, so you're gonna have to kind of phone it in up to a certain point, and then
End it strong.
end it strong. Maybe that was a strategy. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Shout out to Mary though and her thighs.
Oh, what was your favorite outfit?
The red.
Okay.
The red. I thought the red was cute, and I really liked the pink fur coat. I did not like what was underneath it, but I loved the pink fur coat. Reminded me of my leopard coat, but it was pink
Illegal leopard.
and probably real. So
Right.
my leopard coat is not. I do have some rabbit fur, but don't come for me. So
PETA.
I've never worn that on the pod. But anyway, it was what it was. I'm glad we watched it so we could talk about it. I've been saying to you for a while since her tour started that I think we might have to have a conversation about Mary. But I'm glad we didn't have that conversation until we saw it for ourselves.
Yeah, that I agree with, because the clips are never really a good representation of the full show.
Yeah.
Yeah. We wouldn't do. You want to end it here, or you want to move to these other topics?
I mean, we we can keep going. It's up to you.
All right, let's do it. So, some ladies um gave us a show as well.
Yeah. I just realized what you were talking about. I had to check my list. I said, wait, what was this?
Some
Some
ladies,
ladies gave us a show.
a group of women, were trained. I use that term loosely. Were trained and went to space. And I don't know all the women off the top of my head, but I know Katy Perry and Gayle King were part of the group,
And my mother told me Jeff
along with
Bezos' girlfriend,
Elon
fiance,
Musk's girlfriend.
Elon Musk. She was telling me it was Jeff Bezos. Like, I let her know.
I'm pretty sure it was Elon Musk's girlfriend, but I could be wrong. I'll tell you right now. All right. It is Jeff Bezos. I'm wrong. TBS News says Blue Origin's first all-women flight crew blasted off Monday on a journey 62 miles above Earth's surface to the Karaman line, the internationally recognized boundary of space. The NS-31 mission marked the 11th human flight of Jeff Bezos' New Shepard program. I'm trying to find everybody who went.
I can't find a list, but
Katy Perry, journalist and philanthropist Lauren Sanchez, film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, and civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen.
Inyan?
Okay. That person. So yes, it would be Jeff Bezos' lady friend.
You said lady friend. I think it's his fiance.
I don't know what she is. I've heard girlfriend, I've heard fiance, I've heard wife. I don't know, so I don't want to
I think
misspeak.
it's his fiance. And the word on the street is that's what she wanted for her birthday.
But what I do know is Gayle King stepped out of the capsule, the ship, if you will, quote unquote, and kissed the earth. And what I'm saying, for
Did she
those who
really
don't
kiss it?
understand,
Do we have a side angle? I didn't see a side angle, so I wasn't sure if her mouth actually touched the ground. But yes, that's what it appears to be. Yeah, I saw this. But there's no side angle. To me, it didn't look like her mouth actually touched the ground. You can't see it.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So maybe she just bowed.
Yeah. Unless somebody shows me a video from the side, I don't know that she kissed the ground. And that's not important. That's a minor detail. But I'm just saying, you can't tell. It's what we think happened. It's not what we know happened.
Well, let me tell you what I do know. Gayle King has some remarks.
Well, can we back up before you get into Gayle King's remarks? Gayle King was terrified from the moment this whole conversation about going to space happened. I remember talking to you about this off pod and telling you that I didn't understand why Gayle King was going to space. She kept talking about how she was facing her fears, and I was like, "You were afraid of going to space?
You
Why
could
would you
just
be
not.
afraid of going to space? Because going to space was not on the table."
You could just not go.
And you could just not go. I was so confused. I was like, this is not you facing maybe like a fear of heights, you mean? Because the average person, even celebrities are today it's different. But the average person throughout their lives didn't expect to go to space.
Right.
That's just not that just doesn't exist because going to
Maybe
space is like
maybe Oprah gave her some knowledge the rest of us don't have.
maybe, but going to space was anomalous to most people until recently. It just was. Astronauts went to space, not celebrities.
And that is where we go to Gayle's comments.
Okay.
Let me put my volume back up. This is straight from Gayle King, folks. I don't like that people are calling it a ride. A ride, you never see a male astronaut, who's going up in space and they said, oh, he took a ride. We actually duplicated the route that Alan Shepard did. That's why this particular capsule is called the New Shepard. We duplicated that route. No one said he took that ride. Yeah. It's always referred to as a flight or a journey. So I feel that that's a little disrespectful to what the mission was and what the work that Blue Origin does. We use space technology all the time, whether it's your GPS, whether it's your satellite. That doesn't just happen. Every time a flight goes up, they get some type of information. Two of the astronauts, I still have a hard time calling myself an astronaut, but two of the astronauts, can you think of a civilization with a fallen? For those who can't see my face, I will say the words of a wise young man. A bullshit? A bullshit?
All right. I'm
A
not gonna let you do
bullshit?
that. I'm not gonna let you do that to Gayle. And here's the reason why.
A bullshit?
Gayle is a 70-year-old black woman.
She's having a hard time calling herself an astronaut. That whole spiel was about her being called an astronaut.
Okay. Aside from that, I do want to say this, and then you could get your shit
A
off.
bullshit?
Gayle is a 70-year-old black woman. Like,
Who looks
regardless
great
of,
for her age.
oh, does. Regardless of what we might think, regardless of what a lot of people might think about celebrities just climbing up to space for 10 minutes and coming back down these days, because it's silly to a lot of people, right? And trivial in comparison to what's going on in the world and right here in our backyard. So I totally understand, and I truly do empathize with people who are frustrated with this, what we're seeing with stuff like this. But what I will say is, Gayle is a 70-year-old black woman who I'm sure never, as I said before, probably never dreamed that she would go to space. Just probably wasn't even on her radar. And the fact that she has, it's pretty freaking cool when you think about it.
Sure.
Yeah, it might be nonsensical, Bezos' girlfriend wanting to go for her birthday, or, Katy Perry just going up there to hold a flower or whatever it was she did. Gayle said that it's for a good cause, and I'm going to be honest with you and our audience. I have no idea what the cause is. I don't know, and I didn't look it up. So
And you don't care.
agreed. So if there is a good cause here, if it's lost on me, and I'm not seeking out that information simply because I don't want to. Um, because after we have this conversation, I will probably never speak of this again. So you're right. I don't care, but I do think it's pretty cool. I do understand that, you know, she probably not in a million years thought she'd be selected to be a part of something like that. And I totally get that. And I have a lot of respect for the fact that she really did, cuz I don't know, if somebody invited me to space, I'd be like, am I the only black lady? And are y'all going to bring me back or leave me out there? Cuz let's be serious. But she went, she was fine. She came back down. That's great. I think it's a cool thing. At the very least, you know, she has a good story to tell. But outside of that, I don't care about any of this.
You think Oprah got jokes now?
Like what?
Girl, I told you don't go up there. Look at you all over the news now. It ain't even for an interview. You ain't even up there for like the R. Kelly viral moment. You up there kissing the ground, girl? Girl.
It would have been super fly
Girl,
if
girl,
yeah.
what was that? Were you trying to put the sand on your forehead, girl? What was that? Katy Perry taught you a new self-care routine? Is that what that was? Soil on the forehead?
I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, let me just say one
You
thing
think
here.
Oprah is the funny one?
I don't think Oprah's funny at all.
That's why I'm asking you that, because you seem to think Oprah got jokes.
I just was making jokes. But
I know.
I will say this. I don't give a fuck about any celebrity going to space. I didn't care before when they first started doing it. I didn't care when it was William Shatner, who I'm a fan of. I don't give a flying fuck, pun intended, about celebrities going to space.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes them brave. I don't think it makes them astronauts. I think it just makes them celebrities in space.
Were you checking for that definition?
No, my alarm was going off on my watch.
Mm.
Sorry, Oprah, your jokes ain't funny.
Oh my god. How Oprah get in it? Oprah has been minding her business.
I'm calling you Oprah.
Oh, you go. Oh.
All right.
Oh. Wait.
Speaking of celebrities, you said wait.
So I guess they are astronauts, technically. The definition of an astronaut is a person trained, equipped, and deployed by a human spaceflight program to serve as a commander or crew member aboard a spacecraft. They are considered astronauts, whether we want them to be or
Okay,
not.
great. So they're astronauts. No problem. I got no problem with that. There you go. Astronaut Gayle King. Add it to the resume.
Oh, she will. Okay.
There you go.
Where y'all want her to go next?
Pay me twice, CBS.
Anyway,
Whatever.
you were
Moving right
saying.
along.
You were
Speaking of
saying.
celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
there is beef online. People are putting together their male R&B Mount Rushmores, and there's a lot of angry people about the ones that I'm seeing. Now, there may be more than just the two I've seen, but these are the two I see circulating. Okay? I will say it one more time. There may be more than these two, but these are the two that I see circulating.
Yeah.
So if there are more, forgive us. Feel free to mention the other ones in the comments, as long as they're not your custom-made ones. But R&B Radar says male R&B Mount Rushmore. Do y'all agree? Question mark. Luther Vandross, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, and Babyface.
Okay.
R&B music tweets says male R&B Mount Rushmore. Do y'all agree? They ain't put no words. They just got pictures. It's Michael Jackson, Neo, Usher, and Chris Brown. Now, this is the one I saw that people were really angry about. But I'm curious what your thoughts are on both of these. Dash.
I don't want to do this.
You don't want to give your opinion?
No, I just it's not that I don't want to give my opinion. It's just that I don't like this. I don't like this Mount Rushmore thing. Um, I think when it comes to male R&B artists, I think when it comes to R&B period, it's very hard to do this. There's a lot that goes into what these people do or have done. And I think that happens too when we get into the lists, right? Like we make people make these lists, and what is the criteria for Mount Rushmore?
Well, that's where I
Everything?
would like to go. And for that, let's talk about the real Mount Rushmore, which is 4 presidents. It says here on National Park Services, why these 4 presidents? It says Gutson Morglum selected these 4 presidents because, from his perspective, they represented the most important events in the history of the United States. Would another artist at that time, or perhaps a modern artist, choose differently? Question mark. As you read more about Borglum's choices, think about what you might have done if the decision was up to you. I'm not going to read all of this, but I thought that was an important thing to read. So he chose the 4 presidents he felt represented the most important events in the history of the United States. Now, I think the problem with Mount Rushmore's and the conversation of Mount Rushmore's in the last couple years, because it kind of been going around for like 2-3 years now, different forms of Mount Rushmore's: rap, Def Jam, R&B, male R&B, whatever. I think the problem is we don't have a clear criteria.
Yeah.
Right? When LL Cool J spoke about who would be his Def Jam Mount Rushmore, he was asked why you left out certain people. And he said, the Mount Rushmore of presidents was our forefathers, great people from the past who paved the way. And that's how I feel it should be. And I understood that and respected that because he gave an explanation.
Yeah.
I think when we just throw random people up there and don't give any criteria, it gets tricky to critique.
Yeah.
It gets tricky to debate because I don't know what your criteria is.
And it could
Right?
just be those are your favorite R&B artists. And then at that point there's nothing I can say because my opinion is going to be different from yours because we're not the same person.
Right. And so this is where it gets tricky for me, right? Like, as much as I dislike when people do lists, I appreciate that they show you their criteria.
Sometimes they show you their criteria.
Well, the ones that do, right? They say, like, hey, this guy, we needed somebody with curly hair. They had to have glasses. And say, oh, okay. Then, yes, Lenny Kravitz could fit up there. Sometimes his hair is curly and he wears glasses. No problem. Random example. Now, if you're saying curly hair and glasses, now I wouldn't expect certain people to be up there. Right? So we don't know what the criteria is. So really what's coming down to is exactly what you just said, preferences. And we could argue about preferences until we turn blue in the face.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what to say about these Mount Rushmores. I would like to know what are people's criteria. And if we were going to set a criteria and go by that, then I think we could have a legit conversation. But if you're just going to choose your 4 favorite R&B acts, then I mean, what can I say about your 4 favorite R&B acts? Like, okay.
Right. That's why I'm like, I don't, because these are crossing different eras. These are crossing. Some of them are crossing genres. Like
Right.
it just, to me, it just feels like at that point, then I don't know how to pick something like that, and I don't feel comfortable doing so. You know me, normally I'm down to critique however the list goes, but I just felt like with this one, it just, to me, when you look at the people that were selected, to me it doesn't look like there was a rhyme or reason to it,
Yeah.
and that's what I have a problem with,
Yeah.
because it really looks like people just chose artists that were similar,
Mhm.
and those were their four, and
Yeah.
that could just mean that you like that style of R&B,
Right.
and to me that's not enough.
Yeah.
um and there's just a lot of R&B to sort through, to weed through. Sure, there's top people in the genre, but who have come and gone and who are still around.
Right.
But that's why I don't like these comparisons, because
Sorry. I remember you put me onto a funny Mount Rushmore a couple months back. The mulatto Mount Rushmore that just came to mind.
oh yeah, that was, anyway, that was another podcast. But anyway, so
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's funny.
so yeah, I really don't want to weigh in on this. What I will say is I don't know that you get to put Michael Jackson. I'll just speak to this one. I'm not gonna speak to the other one. I don't know that you get to put Michael Jackson, Usher, and Chris Brown on Mount Rushmore together.
It's the same family tree.
Yeah, I don't, and that's why I don't think it makes sense. Because if we're
Yep.
calling it Mount Rushmore specifically, then I don't think you get to do that.
Yeah, it's a family tree. That one is kind of like a family tree. Michael Jackson, Neo, Usher, and Chris Brown. It's like Michael Jackson and his kids.
Right. And I'm sorry I didn't mention Neo, but Neo as well. But yes, that is exactly what it's like. And if that is the case, if it's Michael Jackson and his sons, then his sons have to go, and he's at the top of Mount Rushmore.
Right.
That's just like, that just makes sense. That's logical. So that's why I don't like this. Because who came up with that for? That was like, that seems like a lazy four, to be honest. Like, you didn't really think about it. You just said, "Oh, I like this one, and that one," and didn't really think about how impactful or influential
What they
there
thought about
are.
was talking points. They thought about people are going to react to this and have strong feelings.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here, watching, listening, viewing, commenting, liking, subscribing, all of
Mhm.
the things.
All of them.
And hopefully, you still appreciate what we do here, even though we bashed our idol, Mary J. Blige.
I mean, she is truly, as a pod, we are big Mary supporters. So if you're new
Yeah.
here, then go back and watch some other episodes. You'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
And for everybody else, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.